to show you how to make Danish Klejner. What you'll need are 3 eggs, a cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of whipping cream, a half cup of butter melted for about 30 seconds in the microwave, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of cardamom, 3 to 4 cups flour, and then 5 to 6 pounds of lard to deep fry the cookies in. And the lard you can find in the baking aisle at your grocery store. Comes in a tub like this, and for my cookies I use about 1.5 of these. So we'll start by breaking the 3 eggs and mixing it with the butter. And I use a hand mixer to go ahead and mix it all together. I've already got the butter melted. I'm going to add that. And a cup of sugar. I'll beat this on low. Just until it's well blended, and then we're going to add the remainder of our ingredients except the flour. Put in the baking powder, a teaspoon of cardamom. I'm using a half teaspoon to fit it in the jar, so I'm going to need to put in 2 of these. A half a teaspoon of salt. And 4 tablespoons of whipping cream. Now we're going to beat this together and then start adding our flour. I usually add 2 cups of flour to start with, beat that in, and then I'm beating an additional 3rd cup of flour. And for the 4th and final cup of flour, you have to hand knead that in. Start again on low and just beat in the 2 cups. Now I'm going to add the 3rd cup. You can hear it's getting to be a bit too much for the mixer. So I'm going to go ahead and beat off the dough. Now we're done with that. And I'm going to get the final cup of flour. And work this in by hand. Over to the table and work it some more. You want to keep working it until you got a nice non-sticky consistency, so it's easier to roll out. Add a little more flour. This is much easier to do on a granite countertop, but we gotta improvise. Once you have your dough, we're gonna start with about a baseball size amount, and we're gonna roll this out. Put this back in the bowl. Flour the surface and your rolling pin. And we're going to roll this to about 1/4 inch thickness. If it starts to stick, then you just put some on top again. Reflour your rolling pin. That's about the thickness you want, right about there. And then you want to take this, and on the serrated edge, beveled edge, flour it, and then we're going to cut strips about that thick all the way down, and then we're going to make diamond shapes out of them. And cut a hole in the center. And now we are going to take one end and pull it through the hole and around. And just shape your cookie. And then I like to lie them on some parchment paper so they're ready to go for deep frying. One batch will make about 112 Klejner, and I've been working all day making 3 or 4 batches total, so I have enough cookies for the holiday and to give out as gifts. So again, you just take the Klejner and flip that down and through the hole, up and around, and kind of pinch off the top. And then let them set. Wash my hands, and then we'll start deep frying them. So now we're going to go ahead and deep fry the cookies. I always start with a test piece and drop it in the oil. I have the oil heating for about 15 minutes on medium to medium-high heat to get to the right temp. The test piece of cookie should rise to the top in about 15 to 20 seconds. And that'll indicate that the oil is ready. You don't want the oil to get too hot because then it'll burn the cookies almost instantly, and then the whole batch of oil will be bad, and then all the cookies will taste like burnt cookies. So that looks like it's about ready. You want to fry them just until they're golden brown, and then I set them on grocery bag paper to cool and let the excess fat drip off of them. You don't want to fry more than 5 cookies at a time. Start with these 5. And I'm just going to drop them in different sections of the pot. I'm going to turn the heat down to medium. And then once they rise to the top, you want to start flipping them so they brown evenly on all sides. And then pull them out before they get too dark. And that's how you make Danish Klejner. I hope you enjoy these cookies as much as my family does. It's a holiday tradition we make every year, and they're absolutely wonderful. They taste like plain donuts. Thank you.